Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what you are about to discover in the next few minutes could quite literally rewrite the story of your entire life. Picture this: a single, unassuming 5-cent coin from 1930, struck during the depths of the Great Depression, quietly resting in a drawer or tucked away in an old coin jar for nearly a century. It looks ordinary at first glance, just another buffalo nickel from America's storied past. But make no mistake, this is no mere piece of spare change gathering dust. This is a life-altering, destiny-shaping, fortune-unlocking masterpiece of numismatic brilliance that possesses the raw, electrifying power to transform everyday collectors into millionaires overnight. Yes, you heard that right. One pristine example of this ultra-rare 1930 Buffalo nickel 5-cent coin has the explosive potential to catapult its owner into the realm of serious wealth, turning a humble hobby into a legacy-building windfall that echoes through generations. It is not just metal, it is history forged in silver-tinged copper, a tangible bridge to the roaring 20s bleeding into economic hardship. And for the lucky few who recognize its true majesty, it is nothing short of a life-changing treasure that redefines what it means to strike gold in the most unexpected places. Let me paint this picture even larger for you, because words alone can barely contain the grandeur. In a world where most of us scroll past forgotten pocket change without a second thought, this 1930 Buffalo nickel stands as a defiant beacon of rarity and value. It whispers secrets of the United States Mint's careful craftsmanship during turbulent times, when every nickel counted for survival. Collectors who have unearthed one in gem condition have watched their worlds expand in ways most only dream about, paying off mortgages, funding dream vacations, securing college funds for grandchildren, or simply stepping into a level of financial freedom that feels almost mythical. This coin does not merely appreciate in worth, it ignites a firestorm of opportunity. It commands respect from the world's elite auction houses, draws gasps from seasoned numismatists, and carries within its tiny diameter the electrifying promise of turning an ordinary afternoon of sorting through old coins into the single most profitable moment of your existence. It is the ultimate underdog story in the coin world, born common yet elevated to legendary status by survival, condition, and the unyielding passion of collectors who understand that true treasures are not made, they are discovered. And today, right here in this video, we are diving deep into every scintillating detail of why this specific 1930 ultra-rare Buffalo nickel is not just valuable, but potentially the most exhilarating 5-cent piece you will ever encounter. To truly appreciate the breathtaking allure of this coin, we must first journey back to its origins and understand what makes the 1930 Buffalo nickel so extraordinarily special among its siblings in the beloved Buffalo nickel series, which ran from 1913 to 1938. Designed by the legendary sculptor James Earl Fraser, these coins captured the rugged spirit of the American West like no other denomination before or since. The obverse features a stoic, dignified profile of a Native American chief, actually a composite of 3 real chiefs, wearing a feathered headdress that symbolizes strength and heritage. The reverse showcases a powerful American bison standing tall on a grassy mound, with the inscriptions United States of America arched above and 5 cents below. But the 1930 edition, minted in the shadow of economic collapse, carries an extra layer of mystique. The Philadelphia Mint churned out over 22 million examples, while the San Francisco Mint produced a more modest run of roughly 5.4 million. On paper, that sounds plentiful. Yet the ravages of time, circulation, and everyday wear have rendered high-grade survivors astonishingly scarce. Most 1930 Buffalo nickels that survived were spent, dinged, or lost forever in the chaos of the Depression era. Only the absolute elite specimens, those that somehow escaped the pockets of workers and the hands of children, remain in breathtaking, uncirculated condition today, glowing with original luster and razor-sharp details that make collectors weak at the knees. Now, let us talk identification, because spotting one of these ultra-rare gems requires the keen eye of a seasoned detective and the heart of a true treasure hunter. Hold the coin under bright direct light. Natural sunlight or a strong desk lamp works best. And examine it with a jeweler's loupe or high-powered magnifying glass. On the obverse, confirm the date, 1930, is boldly struck below the Indian's neckline. Any weakness here could indicate heavy circulation and lower value. Look closely at the chief's feathers and hair details. The finer the separation between strands, and the sharper the outline of the headdress braids, the higher the potential grade and price. Flip it over to the reverse, and you will see the mighty buffalo. For top-tier examples, the horn must be fully formed and distinct, not worn down to a nub, and the bison's tail, legs, and fur lines should stand out in crisp relief against the field. The most coveted 1930 buffalo nickels often come from the San Francisco Mint, identifiable by a small S mint mark located directly beneath the buffalo's rump on the reverse. No mint mark means Philadelphia, which is still valuable in high grades, but typically commands less than its San Francisco counterpart in pristine condition. But here is where the real magic and the real money unfolds. The ultra-rare varieties and error coins that elevate this 1930 nickel from merely desirable to absolutely legendary. Check for the famous double die obverse, often labeled FS101 or FS102 by experts. Under magnification, you will notice subtle doubling on the letters of Liberty, the date, or the Indian's profile. Ghost-like echoes that prove the die shifted during striking. Some specimens exhibit the dramatic two feathers variety, where die polishing accidentally erased one of the chief's feathers, creating a visual anomaly that numismatists chase with feverish intensity. Repunched mint marks, where the S appears doubled or shifted, add another thrilling layer of rarity. Lamination errors, where the metal surface peels or flakes due to impurities in the planket, or even struck-through errors, where foreign material left a raised design on the coin. These are the anomalies that separate the ordinary from the once-in-a-lifetime windfall. Grade it yourself using the Sheldon scale. Anything MS65 or higher, especially with full steps or full horn details visible, skyrockets the worth into the thousands. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and slab these coins, protecting their value and proving their pedigree to future buyers. The auction results for these ultra-rare 1930 Buffalo nickels read like a heart-pounding thriller, with record-shattering sales that have left the collecting community buzzing for years. Take, for instance, that breathtaking 1930S specimen graded MS67 Plus by PCGS, which crossed the block at a major heritage auctions event and commanded an astounding $30,550. Yes, over 30 grand for a single nickel that once bought a loaf of bread. The room fell silent as the hammer fell, and the winner walked away knowing they had secured one of the finest survivors from the San Francisco Mint, its surfaces glowing with mirror-like brilliance, and every design element etched to perfection. Another standout was a Philadelphia 1930 in MS67 Plus that realized $15,600 at auction, proving that even non-mint-marked examples can deliver serious financial punch when condition is flawless. High-grade error varieties have performed even more dramatically. One 1930 double die reverse FS801 in MS66 soared past $3,290 at a great collection sale, while a double die obverse FS103 in the same braid fetched $2,395, turning what might have been pocket change into a down payment on a luxury car. Stack's Bowers and other premier houses have seen MS65 1930S examples hammer for over $4,000 repeatedly, with one recent NGC certified gem bringing $4,680 in early 2024. These are not isolated flukes. They represent a consistent upward trend, fueled by passionate collectors who understand that these coins are finite. Once they disappear into private vaults, the next opportunity might never come. Stories from the front lines of coin hunting make this even more intoxicating. One collector in the Midwest sorted through a relative's inherited jar of old change from the 1940s and pulled out a 1930s with that elusive two feathers variety. After professional grading, it sold privately for thousands, funding a family reunion cruise that became the stuff of legend. Another enthusiast discovered a double-die 1930 in an old estate auction lot, bought the entire box for pennies on the dollar, and watched one coin alone appreciate into the high hundreds before flipping it for a life-changing profit. These tales are everywhere, reminding us that opportunity hides in plain sight. In Grandma's coin purse, a dusty attic trunk, or even a roll of circulated nickels purchased from a local bank. The market for these 1930 Buffalo nickels remains red hot because demand from both domestic and international collectors continues to surge, while the supply of truly exceptional examples shrinks every year as more get encapsulated and tucked away. As we wrap up this deep dive into the mesmerizing world of the ultra-rare and most valuable 1930 Buffalo nickel 5-cent coin, remember that every detail we have explored, the history, the identification markers, the heart-stopping auction triumphs, points to one undeniable truth. This is a coin that rewards knowledge, patience, and a sharp eye. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a complete newcomer just starting your journey, the next coin you examine could be the one that changes everything. So grab that magnifying glass, start sorting through those old jars, and hunt with the fire of someone who knows the stakes are enormous. Because in the end, this magnificent ultra-rare 1930 Buffalo nickel 5-cent coin stands ready to deliver a value that can reach $65,000 to the discerning collector, fortunate enough to possess an absolute pinnacle example.